Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Village of Lake Bluff Board of Trustees meeting. In the absence of Lake Bluff Village President Regis Charlot, I, Raphael Shamas, Village Clerk, will call the February 26th meeting of the Lake Bluff Village Board of Trustees to order. First, I will call roll. Trustee Cole.
Here.
Trustee Fisher.
Here.
Trustee Freed.
Here.
Trustee Hatch.
Here.
Trustee Rappin is absent. Trustee Ryder.
Here.
Is there a motion to appoint a president pro tem for tonight's meeting?
I make a motion to appoint Taryn Fisher as the president for temp meeting.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
This is a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Trustee Fisher, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, Clerk. Well, why don't we all stand? Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on our agenda tonight is consideration of the minutes of the February 12th, 2024 regular Village Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve the Village Board February 12th, 2024 minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Are there any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, hearing none, can I?
Voice vote?
It's a voice vote. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Those minutes are approved. Item number 4 of tonight's agenda is non-agenda items and visitors. The village president and board of trustees allocate 15 minutes during this item for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the village board of trustees on any matter not listed on the agenda. Each person addressing the village board of trustees is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Anybody here tonight who'd like to make comment? Anyone online? Okay. We're moving on. Village board sets the order of the meeting. The village board president and board of trustees will entertain requests from anyone present on the order of business to be conducted during the village board meeting. Anybody have any
There's no
requests?
request to change the order.
Okay, well, we're going to keep going. Item number 6 tonight is the village finance report. So we have the warrant report for February 13th through February 26th, 2024, and January 2024 payroll expenditures. Is there a motion to approve the warrant report?
So moved. Seconded.
This is a roll call.
Correct.
Clerk Eshmas, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Freed.
Aye.
Trustee Hatch.
Aye.
Trustee Ryder.
Aye.
Trustee Cole.
Aye.
Suppose I should have read the summary first. Does that matter?
You can-
I'm going to read it now. So the summary of background and reason for the request is expenditures of the village funds for payment of invoices. Is that what, do I read this or does Bettina read
fine.
it? Is
Yeah.
she here tonight?
She's sick this
Okay,
evening,
so I'm going to read it anyway. Expenditures of the village funds for payment of invoices in the amount of $541,995.25 for February 13th through February 26th, 2024. Expenditure of village funds for payment of payroll in the amount of $315,924.33 for January 2024. Total expenditures of $857,919.58. And attached reports and documents are the warrant report for February 13th through February 26th, 2024, $541,995.25. The invoice register report shows checks with a status of open or paid. All checks with the status of open are computer-generated checks for the board's final approval. Checks with the status of paid are checks processed manually. And then we have the payroll report for fiscal year 2022-23. And the village administrator's recommendation is approval of warrants and payroll in the total amount of $857,919.58. And we already voted on the
Correct.
approval of those disbursements. Next is the January 2024 financial report. Is there a motion to approve the financial report?
So moved.
Second.
The summary of background and reason for the request is the attached for your consideration is the January 2024 financial report. Noteworthy items found in this monthly report include the monthly sales tax revenue on a cash basis for January fiscal year '24 is $317,334, which is $9,601 or 3.1% greater than fiscal year '23 cash basis receipts for the same period. General Fund '24 total revenues of $10,729,896 are $196,246 less than fiscal year '23 year-to-date revenues. If one-time fiscal year '23 ARPA funds of $378,451 were excluded from the revenue comparison, 2024 total revenues would reflect an increase of $182,205 or 1.7%. 2024 current expenditures are consistent with or less than budgeted for the total general fund. The fiscal year-to-date expenditures of $8,588,757 are $310,328 less than expenditures for the same period in 2023. And we had the January 2024 financial report attached as well. This is a voice vote. All those in favor of approving in consideration of the monthly financial report?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Not opposed, just a quick, there's a small typo on the report.
Okay.
It's the cover of Bettina's memorandum, and it's under Exhibit A, Treasury Report, right there on the front page. It is this number. I think I just
Line 2?
closed it out.
Page 32 of 63, is that what?
Yeah. The Treasury report, the number reported, the 18 or $13 million figure there's a typo?
Yeah, I think that's it. I just
Oh, I see
closed
it.
Yeah.
Yep, I got it. Yep, thank you.
All right, let's move on to item 7, the village administrator's report.
I have no report this evening.
Item number 8, village attorney's report.
No report tonight.
And as President Pro Tem, I have no report on behalf of President Charlo. So let's move on to number 10, acceptance of the correspondence. Please note all correspondence was delivered to the Village Board of Trustees in the informational report on February 9th and 16th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve the correspondence?
So moved. Second.
Any questions about the correspondence? Okay.
Vote.
This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I hear no opposition. The motion carries. Item number 11, a resolution authorizing the execution of a construction contract for the Village of Lake Bluff's fiscal year 2025 pavement maintenance program. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Seconded.
The Village of Lake Bluff, through the Municipal Partnering Initiative, MPI, joined with 10 nearby governmental agencies to procure bids for crack sealing of asphalt pavements. The bids were open on Monday, February 19th at the Mount Prospect Village Hall, and the lowest bid was submitted by Patriot Pavement Maintenance of Wheeling, Illinois. If approved, the work would be completed in May or June of 2024 on streets that were resurfaced in the past 5 years. Crack sealing is contracted for by the pound of material used, and the contractor stops work when the budgeted amount of sealant is exhausted. The village's proposed fiscal year 2025 budget includes $30,000 pavement maintenance. It is recommended that the village board approve a contract with Patriot Pavement Maintenance for a total of $30,000. Does anyone have any questions, comments? I hear none. This is a roll call. Clerk Eshemas, please call the roll.
Trustee Hatch?
Aye.
Trustee Ryder?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Freed?
Aye.
Thank you.
Next, item number 12, an ordinance amending Chapter 11 of Title 10 of the Municipal Code regarding tree care standards. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
As you may recall, the village was recently awarded an urban and community forestry grant through the Morton Arboretum Chicago Region Trees Initiative, CRTI. The $25,000 grant will assist with the village's updated tree inventory, complete, and street tree trimming in progress. As part of the grant requirements, municipalities are required to adopt a tree preservation protection ordinance. Because the village already has extensive tree requirements, only a handful of minor text amendments are required. Per the Morton Arboretum's review, the following updates are needed. Number 1, clear statement of the value and service of the urban forest as infrastructure. Number 2, identified individual and/or groups responsible for making decisions about trees and enforcement of the ordinance. Number 3, updated standards related to tree care, planting, and pruning. Number 4, requirements for contracted tree maintenance, including skill and insurance. Staff has proposed text amendments, and you can see that text amendments, and that's in the attached ordinance, that the Morton Arboretum CRTI has approved to meet the grant requirements. These include recognizing trees as an integral part of community infrastructure, adding language specifically for public trees regarding the enforcement of ordinance provisions and tree maintenance contractor requirements, and updating definitions to reflect the most up-to-date nursery stock standards, ANSI Z60.1, and tree care standards, ANSI A300. On February 21st, 2024, the PCZBA held a public hearing and unanimously voted 5-0 to forward a favorable recommendation to the village board on this request. Now, this is a voice vote.
Correct, first reading.
Is that first reading a roll call?
Second reading
Oh.
and adoption is a roll
Oh,
call.
gotcha. All right, so this is a voice vote. Does anyone have any questions about this? About the language, about the?
I take it nothing in the language imposes additional cost on the village?
We're already doing these practices, so.
Lots of.
Okay. All right, voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next is item 13, the trustees' report. Does anyone here wish to make a report this evening?
No.
Okay. Item 13 is executive session, and I understand that we will be having an executive session tonight. May I have a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing probable litigation pursuant to the Illinois Open Meetings Act and that upon the adjournment of the closed session, this regular meeting will be deemed to automatically be adjourned by the same vote without the conduct of any further business. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Okay.
Second.
This is a roll call.
Trustee Ryder?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Freed?
Aye.
Trustee Hatch?
Aye.
Thank you. This concludes the open part of the village board meeting. Thank you to anyone in attendance, and I hope everyone has a great evening.